So now we're ready to attach this profile on the beginning point of this curve that we built. So this profile I got out of a cylinder that I eventually changed into 12 subdivisions, and then got rid of all the faces that I don't need. So I'm going to use the Snap to Curve tool. Click on the Snap to Curve, middle mouse button, this should be yellow, Snap to Curve, middle mouse button, and drag and draw on this curve, and then you'll be able to snap that cylindrical shape, actually disc, on the curve here. And I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees so it's facing exactly vertically on the curve. Obviously this is very large for what we need, so we're going to need to scale this down. Like this is like probably what we want, like that size over here. Okay, so now I'm ready to extrude. Select the profile, shift select the curve, go to the polygon area, down to the edit mesh, extrude options. I'm going to reset the settings so I don't have any weird numbers here from a previous operation. Put like 24 divisions for now, and then click apply, and I get this geometry. Perhaps we need more. Let's get more divisions. Let's do 40. So if this still breaks, then I'm going to abort this. So this might happen. So in this case, if this happens and you get this weird break on the geometry, not a consistent shape, so let's undo that. And let's select the curve and see what's wrong with it. Basically what's wrong with it is like we have uneven shape, uneven spacing between the points again. We might need to rebuild it one more time. Select the curve, go to surfaces, go to edit curves, go to rebuild curve, options. Let's put 40 this time. Just apply. Look at this. Control vertex. This is probably more than enough so we can get a consistent shape. So I'm going to go ahead and select the profile, shift select the curve, go to surfaces, go to polygons, edit mesh, extrude options, and do the same thing that I did before. Let's see what happens now with 24 divisions. Apply. Much better. Have a little bit of a better transition here. Let's increase the divisions from the command here. The command is still running, so we have the breakdown of the breakdown options here on the channel box. Let's get 40. This is good enough. Object mode. Let's press 3. This is exactly what we want as an initial shape. Now what we need to do is to mirror this geometry. In order to do that, we've got to get rid of the faces that are supposed to meet. When we mirror this object, when we flip it on the horizontal plane here, when we flip it, then this is going to be the connecting part of these two mirrored shapes. So I'll press 1 and go to that area here, which is going to be the welding edge. This needs to be cleaned up. So all these faces on the area that we're going to attach, we need to delete, we need to get rid of. So delete these faces. The same with the faces up here. Closer, select all the faces and get rid of them. Delete. Object mode. So I have this object and it's ready. We're ready to mirror it. But before we do that, let's select it and go to modify, center the pivot point of this object. Let's turn off all the snapping tools here. And also let's delete the history, delete by type history, freeze the transformation, so we get all these weird numbers away. So freeze transformations. And I'm ready to mirror this piece of geometry. So I have to go to Mesh, Mirror Geometry, Options. Now this object is facing on the Z. This is the Z. As you can see, the blue axis is the Z, so that's positive on the Z. We want to flip it on that specific axis, which means that's going to be the minus Z. And let's apply, and then we get this geometry here. But notice that here these didn't reach, so let's undo that. Go to the top view and maybe see why this happens. That happens because these were not lined up. Let's line them up. Select these vertices and squash them on the Z so they line up. Let's repeat this one more time. Object. Let's delete the history. Center the pivot point. Freeze the transformations. Go to Mesh, Mirror Geometry. Minus Z. Apply. And there we go. Press 3. And this is our clean mesh. All welded together and ready to be attached to the other parts of the chair.